How's it going, everyone? I'm gonna give you a rifle breakdown here. So I'll give you a little background into this rifle. So this is my deer hunter, general purpose, like home defense and a plinker all in one. This is a do everything rifle. So what we got is a Palmetto State upper with a 1 7" twist, with a Bear Creek Armory lower, and we'll go from butt to tip here. So back here we got a Magpul SL-K stock, and I got a Ranger band here retaining the sling. So moving on up, we got a QD plate here, sandwiched between the receiver and the castle nut here. I love this way better than having a QD point on the stock. The sling position, it's personal preference, but to me, I like it having it here. And then we got a Bcm mod 0 mod, whatever the lowest angle is. I wanted more of a vertical grip for my pistol grip, so we got a Bcm, I believe it's a mod 0. Another Ranger band here. You never know when you need one, you know what I mean? A Ranger band is just something nice to have, so I keep one on deck right here for whatever. It kind of goes with the camo as well, but you don't want to go with straight lines like that. I guess we'll go to the elephant in the room here, the camo wrap. This was just some canvas or burlap, I believe, like a netting that you're supposed to use on like a deer stand or what have you. You're supposed to use it as concealment. Well, it's concealing my rifle now, and it does look amazing when you're out in the woods, especially if you pair it with a leaf suit or whatever, some sort of a camouflage suit. The optic, this is where we're cheaping out. I was running a SIG Romeo 5 and a Juliet 3x magnifier, but I wanted to get into the LVPO game, but I didn't want to, buy a $400-$500 optic and find out I don't like it. $150, got a Firefield 1:6, red and green illumination on the reticle. It's got a 5 MOA dot for the reticle, so it's not super precise, but I can hit headshots every time, 240 yards out. So that's not too bad of an optic. I guess we'll go up this side and then flip it over. Now up here we got another Bcm vertical grip. I like the stubby potato. It's covered up with the wrap, but I like a stubbier potato. See, my pinky just floats there. But a potato grip, it allows you to C-clamp the gun much better. And there is very rarely a time when you're going to be actually using it like a broom handle and holding on to just the grip. So moving on from there, this is where we're getting a little technical. This is a Tough Sole Amazon. It's like a PEC 15 clone. So it's got off IR, a light and a laser at the same time, single laser, single light, and then 50% and a 10% setting for the light. But I got that paired with, let me flip her over here. I got that paired with a Streamlight protac 2, again camo wrapped, and I got a 100 Concepts light cover. So the protac 2, I love that 100 Concepts cover, but the protac 2, it is more of like a floodlight. Sub 100 yards, you're lighting up everything in that general direction, probably at 35 degrees off each side. and it doesn't give you any muzzle shadow. Very, very bright and overpowering light, but it doesn't give you that much range. So when you pair that with this tough sole, it's got a 1200 lumen light that works as more of a spotlight, very focused beam. It's got a tight throw, so it's got a very long throw, and then a short throw, but very high power 2000 lumen light from the Streamlight. That gives you the option of, if you ain't got enough light, boom, flick one switch. Now you're sending that light further. And I got a steel target I shoot at that's about 240 yards out. And that protac does not reach it. It doesn't light them up enough. But when you engage that light on the tough sole here from Amazon, 240 yards is now illuminated and you're able to take shots. So that's a very, very good unit. And the laser stays zeroed. So that's tough to beat. Tough sole to beat. Magpul bipod. I like to keep the Magpul bipod clicked one out. See, this is your adjustment. That's all the way collapsed. Now if you keep her clicked one out, I don't feel that when it's in all the way, it has enough distance to hit the ground. You know, if you just pop down, boom, you want to deploy the bipod and shoot. This setting allows you to just hit the ground, put the bipod down, and shoot. It sticks out a little bit further past the muzzle, but I think that works better. Put that cover back on, and I guess I should show it is a empty gun, so no worries there. Oops, engage the laser. No ammo in the chamber, so, or the magazine at that. So you can see the reflectiveness of having those lenses there. Just this cover reduces so much of your signature. And with the fire field, it did come with scope caps. But on top of scope caps, let me adjust this. With the scope caps came a, can I get this into, it came with a hex grid anti-reflection device. That is a good deal right there. Hard to get a good anti-reflection device. So we got scope covers. They help reduce your signature. Anti-reflection device. Throw paint on it. So, moving on, I guess, yeah, we talked about the Magpul bipod. On the inside of this here, let me deploy the bipod real quick. On the inside of this gun here, for our buffer spring, I've put in a JP Industries silent buffer. So, let me see if I can, how can I do this? I'm recording off of an iPhone, so it's a little bit more difficult, but let's just go like, this here. If you listen, take out the mag. if you listen to standard buffer spring, a lot more metallic and clanky, but on top of making it sound better, more silent, hence the name, it is such a good reducer of recoil. I don't know the entire specifics. I've watched a video. This guy is telling me what he did. And I definitely did notice a reduction in recoil when I added it to it. So that is definitely a big benefit. But with the light and laser combo, I got a thumb switch and I've got a middle finger switch. So I'll take a good grip to it. You can see how I hold her. So with my middle finger here, that will engage the laser. Thumb engages the Streamlight. And then you swap your settings out. You could run the light and the laser. It's harder for the camera to see. But when you got the 1200 lumens going, it's harder to see that light, the laser through the camera. But when you've got the Streamlight going, you can see the laser. So it is nice to have a variety of lights in settings. And a benefit of the Streamlight is it can strobe. And if you adjust it through here, you have a 10 tap programmable setting, so you can adjust it to instead of a high and a strobe, it could be a low power and then a high power, because a single press is light and a double press is strobe. So you can change that up to whatever you prefer. But this is what I'm gonna schwack some deer with this year. Very partial to Palmetto State now. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm surprised I managed to get that collapsed. This gun has maintained a lot of accuracy. And last year I took 2 deer with it, with the red dot and the magnifier. So we're testing this LVPO. And if only it was legal to use that laser while I'm hunting, so I shall just have it on. As for looks, but the laser is very accurate for shooting. It doesn't lose a zero. And my thought process is the laser, your LVPO, it is not that good. And the glass on this, it's $150 scope with the mount. So it's not the best. It's not a Sig Tango, which is what I'm going to replace it with. But the 1X is good. It's just for sub 20 yards, we'll say. That's where you would prefer to have a red dot. Now, rather than a red dot, in a home defense scenario, definitely not a hunting scenario where a deer runs out or something. If someone breaks in my door, that's where you want the laser, rather than trying to use a scope, especially if it's dark out and you have to use a flashlight to see. Yeah, that home invader is definitely gonna get that laser, put it on them, boom, boom, boom. Definitely not a deer. But I'm super impressed with Palmetto State. Their barrel is done very well. It's a PSA bolt in there too. And yeah, I've had no issues with it. But yeah, that is my rifle. pretty happy with her, especially concerning instead of spending $10,000, this is probably a $25,000 to $3,000 rifle. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff. Make this go around, and appreciate y'all. Have a good one.